Hello folks, welcome along to A Taste of Country with Lucia Butler. I've got an artist here beside me, Vincy Walmsley. Welcome, Vincy.
Thank you, Lucia. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here, and I'm in your hometown of Enniskillen.
Yes, Lucia, you're in my hometown of Enniskillen here. I'm glad to see you here. You're very welcome.
Thank you very much for that welcome.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with a few of my friends who have told to be very quiet at the minute here, so hopefully they'll behave themselves.
Yeah, well, we're home for a special reason, aren't we? We're here for young Gavin McAloon's launch as well. We might just give that a mention.
That's right. I'd like to wish Gavin all the best tomorrow night in Mahon's Hotel. A good lad. Gavin sung at my launch there last Thursday week up in Westville, and I'd like to wish him all the best, and of course I'll be down there singing a few numbers for you, so you can come along if you are listening to the show. Very welcome to Mahon's Hotel.
Thank you. And of course I'd like to wish Gavin McAloon the very best of luck as well. A charming young fella, and he'll have a bright future ahead of him, Vincy, won't he?
He will, surely. He's young and I suppose
handsome.
Well, that's two of us then. Thanks very much, Lucy.
That's my pleasure, Vincy. Now, Vincy, we'll go back to you. A little bit about yourself. I know you're from Enniskillen here in County Fermanagh.
Yeah, from Enniskillen here, a wee village called Arney, County Fermanagh. I'm from a very, very small family. I have 9 boys in the house and there's 7 girls. And my mother and father's thankfully still alive, so it's a very small family.
That's the makings of a football team, a Gaelic football team.
You're right, when you say Gaelic, we were heavily involved in the Gaelic local scene around Kinawley, Derrigonley and Benelec. It's a local club now, but some of us is getting over the hill for it now. So
you're only a young fella now. I'm sitting here looking at you, and ladies, a lot of you'd like to be sitting here beside Vincy where I am.
There's £20 for you, Alicia. Thanks very much.
That's my pleasure. Now, Vincy, tell me, as you were growing up, were you always into music, or was it something you developed as you got older?
I always loved music. My father's father, that's my grandfather, years and years ago used to go around houses. It was the done thing in Ireland where you went to other people's houses and you sung at Keely's, and I suppose my father wasn't a great singer. He'd tell you that himself. I'm not saying I'm a great singer, but I think I got some of the music from him. So
Vincy, can I say, was that in the candlelight? Because I know it's on the table here in front of me. We've got a beautiful candle in a bottle. That's exactly what I love, like in the olden days.
Yeah, that's what they would have had years ago there. Maybe not a bottle as fancy that, and they mightn't have drunk it like me and you did, but sure. I'm only joking there, folks. No, this is very professionally done here. I'd just like to take this opportunity, Lucia, to thank Irish Country Music Radio and yourself for coming over to Ireland. I know your busy schedule, and it's because of the likes of you that look after new artists that makes us out there, and only for the next years we wouldn't get recognition.
Well,
so thanks very much, Lucia, for that, and once again you're very, very welcome to County Fermanagh here.
Oh, do you know what, Vincy, that is very sweet. You know, my aim would be to find all these singers, younger, older, whatever, to find them and put them out there, because lots of people, we've listeners all over the world, and they love to hear of new people that have got that lovely voice that should be heard.
Yeah, just when you say all over the world, I've actually heard people talking about that radio station, Irish Country Music Radio, and it is heard all over the world, so that it's a credit to you. And somebody's after falling over a chair there. So forgive the noise.
No, we have, and listeners, without you we wouldn't be doing exactly what we're doing. I always say that. But Vincy, back to you. I know you did travel over to the UK there as a few years ago, we say.
I went over to England to work like every young fella. There wasn't much work here, and because from a very big family we had to get work from early age to rear the younger families, and my older brothers and sisters would have done the same for us. But about 25 years ago I think it was over there, and I wasn't in the music scene that much, but I was always invited up in the pubs, to sing a few songs, because it used to, my foot used to always be tapping on the floor and people would recognise I was into music. So a good friend of mine, Lawrence Connor, he was called the Travelling Man over there. A lot of people would have known him a few years back. He played a lot of music all over the scene in London, and he first introduced me into country music. So it's really him I have to thank as well for giving me that wee bit of a push. So I came back to Ireland about 10 years, about 25 years ago, or 22 years ago.
You didn't stay long in London then, a couple of years?
I stayed 2 years in it. I was kind of homesick as well, because I was young, and because a big family of brothers, we always had the fun together, and I missed that too. But as well as that, I'll be very, very honest, when I went over to London, I would safely say that I came back with less money than I actually went with.
Oh goodness, I bet you had great times in them local pubs, the crack and the beer. And
that is the problem. I'd say all them local pubs missed me when I left. So I come back, and about 15 years ago, people were saying to me, God, Vincy, why do you not ever bring out a CD? You're singing. And I says, well, I don't think I'm probably good enough to have a CD out. But a few years then later, I says to myself, oh, God, I might as well try and do this. I've got a bit of money saved now. And so
you had 2 singles out of Vincy before you brought the CD out.
I had 2 singles out. The first recording I done was a Nancy Griffiths, a John Prayne's song, was Broken Speed and Sound of Loneliness, and it done very, very well for me. And then I brought out another single from George Jones, He Stopped Loving Her Today, and actually you've played it several times on your radio, so thanks very much. But when I was half recording that, I love George Jones, when I was half recording that, George, he died,
Passed away,
and I was very sad, because I was hoping maybe he'd say Vincy Walmsley singing my song, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No, but it encouraged me then to go on ahead and do a full album. So this is the...
Well, I have the album here in front of me, and it's called Hot Burning Flames, and you've got 12 tracks on that, I say. But I do notice Anthony McBrien penned one of these songs. Am I right in saying that?
That's right, Lucia. When I was talking about writing an album, my good friend Anthony, I went to school with Anthony in St Aidan's in Dowlin, he said to me, God, Vince, I'll write you an old song for that album. And of course I laughed away at him. I said, aye, right, go on ahead there. About half an hour later, he rang me back. He says, hey boy, he says, I have a song for you. Call round to my house tonight and we'll have a wee listen to it. And when I heard it, I knew it was a song for me. He gave me a topic to ask what I'd like to be a song wrote about, and I says, God, I'm so blessed to still have my mum and dad here. So the song's about mum and dad, and there'll never be another mum and dad like you.
Oh, well, very good. And also I see Eugene Cunningham have a song on this as well.
Eugene also wrote me a song, I think it's number 4 on my album, and it's called My One Man Show. And it's just about me. I work on the building site, and I have done all my life, and I'm getting a wee bit on there. I'm 45, and
you don't look it.
Oh, thanks, Lucia. And it's about me on the building site. Cold mornings, the van won't start some mornings, and the next morning it's the rain and I'm getting wet, and I just want to... There's bound to be an easier way to make a living, and it's just generally about me, and hopefully this album might take off and I might be able to retire.
Oh, God bless you. And it's called Hot Burning Flames, which is the last song, track 12 there on your album.
Yeah, I called it Hot Burning Flames because I was a big fan of George Strait's, and it's always a song I loved of George Strait, and I've recorded it, and that's hence the name of the album now. So,
Vincy, you do a one-man show out there, or you got a band, or any plans to have a band?
Not at the moment. I'm taking one step at a time. I've waited this long to bring out an album, and I'm not going to panic now about bringing out a band.
You're happy enough the way you're going?
I'm doing very well with the one-man show. I'm out there most weekends, 3 nights a week, and an odd gig in the middle of the week. So I'm very happy with what I'm doing. And
I think so. And I know you had this album launched there just over a week ago, you were saying?
Yeah, the album launched just over a week ago, and
it's your debut album, of course.
It's my debut album, and I was expecting between 200 to 300 at it, but actually 420 come, so it was over. And I'd also like to thank them for coming, because only for them people, I suppose, country music wouldn't exist if you hadn't got the support. So I owe them a great gratitude. Fantastic.
And you said you had all that family. Any singers amongst the rest of your siblings?
I have another brother there, and he does a bit of singing, but he doesn't sing as a one-man show. He might get up an odd time with me, but I can see in my brothers and sisters' children coming now, music in them. So hopefully they'll continue this on and keep the love of country music going, or any kind of music for that sake.
One last question: do you do any songwriting yourself, or any plans to? write a song or two?
I have a song kind of half wrote at the minute. The reason why I didn't put a song on this album was because I was afraid in case it wouldn't work. I was going to put new songs on the whole album, but then if somebody says Vincy Walmsley, I've never heard of him, I've never heard these songs, they're not going to buy my album. So that's why hence I done Tipperary in My Mind and songs like that, Irma Jackson.
That'd be well known, people.
Yeah, so people might like my version of it and they'll buy me album. And then if it sells well, which is selling very well at the minute, I think there's nearly 300 sold at the minute, so I'm very happy. But I've piles more, don't worry folks, I've piles more for sale.
So you're saying this is a taster. It's only a taster of what's to come from you by the sounds of it, Vincy. If you're going to write songs your own, that's well, personally myself, I love to hear new original songs. Well done.
Yeah, I'm going to see how it goes. As I said, I'm not going to panic, but hopefully that's just a taster of what's to come from Vincy Walmsley in the future.
Okay, Vincy, I know you're on Facebook there. If anyone wanted to pop over there and say hello to you after the interview, they'll be after hearing you. Some may know you and some may not, but after this interview we hope they'll spread the word for you as well. Can you just spell out your full name to the listeners so that they can pop over there and see you on Facebook?
Yeah, it's Vincy Walmsley, and I'll spell it for you. It's Vincy. Walmsley is Walmsley, and I look forward to hearing from you all.
Yeah, and that's a very posh name, Walmsley.
I don't know if it's very posh, but it's very hard to say for people who don't know me.
Well, I don't think I've done a bad job on pronouncing it, did I?
No, you've done a very good job, Lucia, very good job.
Do you have a website at all, Vincy?
I haven't got it up yet, as I said. I wasn't brought up in the line of computers, but I'm just learning. I've recently started emailing now. As you know, Lucy, I've probably emailed you stuff.
You did, yeah.
And I used to text you back, did you get that? Yeah. So we had some good laughs about that. But I mean, I'm doing my best, and hopefully we'll get my website up where if somebody can't get my CDs, we'll be able to sort it out from there. So
if someone wants to buy this CD, is that the only way they can contact you?
No, within the next week or so, it's going to be well distributed throughout Ireland and England. Okay. We're working on that at the minute. So. Okay.
And of course they can contact me as well, and I can put them in touch with you as well. No problem at all there, Vincy, with that. Well, is there any plans on a DVD or anything for any of these songs? Or are you quite happy the way things are going?
Yeah, we've talked about that. It's coming now into the very busy time for me, and coming up to around Christmas time, and hopefully maybe around January, February, around the start, we want to try and work on a DVD just to...
No pressure, just see how it goes. And the album, I'm really looking forward to giving this some airplay for you, Vincy. And on behalf of myself, Lucia Butler, I'd like to wish you lots of continued success, Vincy, because you're a fine singer, and I hope things go well for you, and you keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing a good job. Great singer, and hopefully you'll have a great future ahead of you.
Thanks very much, Lucy. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And I look forward to hearing a lot more from you, Vincy, and especially your original songs whenever they come out. As you say, you're happy the way things are going, no pressure. When they do come out, make sure and send them on to us.
Without a doubt, Lucia, thank you very much once again for your support, and of course Irish country music radio. Thank you very much.
And of course, Vincy, if ever you're over in London, you might pop into the studio to see me, maybe.
I will. 2 sugars, please.
Okay, Vincy, I'll make the first cup of tea, but then you'll have to make the second one. I'll say, there's the kitchen, there's the kettle. That's exactly what you do. Well, is there anyone you'd like to say hello to or anything?
I just like to say hello to, indeed, especially my mother and father and family living around Enniskillen, and all the listeners on your programme. Thanks very much, and as I said, keep up the support here. Felicia's doing a great show, and hope to be friends with you on Facebook whenever you get in touch with me. Thanks very much.
Vincy, it's been my pleasure. I'm going to end the interview now, but God bless you, and lots of years of continued success for Vincy Walmsley. God bless you.
Thank you, folks.